Deep in the heart of Rome, tucked away on a narrow cobblestone street, there's a place that every horror fan dreams of finding. It's a little shop called Profondo Rosso, a true museum of nightmares. At first glance, during the day, it's a film lover's paradise. The shelves are packed with iconic masks, terrifying weapons and blood-soaked props, all from the classic horror films of Dario Argento, Italy's undisputed master of terror. It's a celebration of cinematic fear, a tribute to the man who brought so many nightmares to the silver screen. But as the sun sets and the doors are locked, a different kind of story begins to unfold. Those brave enough, or perhaps unlucky enough, to have stayed after closing time speak of a change in the atmosphere. They say the air grows thick and heavy, charged with an unsettling energy. The mannequins, silent and still during the day. These very same figures used in Argento's most terrifying scenes are said to subtly shift their positions. Visitors have reported catching a faint gleam in their glass eyes, a flicker of something unnatural under the dim red emergency lights. It gets stranger. Some claim to have heard faint whispers echoing through the empty store. They're not just random sounds, they're lines of dialogue, fragments of scripts from movies that were never even filmed. It's as if the creative energy of Argento's unmade horrors has become trapped within these walls, forever replaying for an audience of none. One former employee shared a particularly chilling account. He was locking up one night, going through the final checks, when he saw it, a shadow standing among the displays. He described it as being shaped like a man, but its movements were unnaturally slow, almost distorted, as if it were struggling to exist. Caught somewhere between the world of the screen and our own reality, he instinctively flicked on the main lights, flooding the room with brightness. And just like that, it was gone. The space where the figure stood was empty. He tried to dismiss it, blaming a long day and an overactive imagination. But the next morning, his fear was validated. While opening the shop, he noticed something that made his blood run cold. There was a fresh, dark streak on the glass case that held a prop knife from one of Argento's films, a streak that looked disturbingly like blood. The terrifying part, the blade inside the case was, and always had been, a fake. It couldn't have made that mark. The local legends have grown over the years. People in the neighborhood now whisper that Profondo Rosso is more than just a museum. They believe it's a gateway, a place where the fictional horrors born from Dario Argento's mind have found a way to bleed into our world, to live and breathe beyond the confines of the film reel. They say the line between art and reality is dangerously thin in that little shop. So, if you ever find yourself wandering the ancient streets of Rome and stumble upon this temple of terror, feel free to step inside, admire the props, relive the classic scenes, and soak in the history of horror. But be warned, when you find yourself face to face with one of the mannequins, try not to stare too long into its lifeless glass eyes. Because according to the stories, if you watch them long enough, they might just blink back. Thanks for joining me on this dive into the unsettling world of Profondo Rosso. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the notification bell so you don't miss our next adventure into the unknown. Stay curious, and stay safe.